It's midnight and you're tuning in to Nightline with me, Adrian Seat. The headlines. Datuk Sri Hajiji claims he has support of 44 Sabah assemblymen. And ministers to table performance reviews to Prime Minister next week. Thanks for joining us. Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Hajiji Noor claimed that he still has the support of 44 state Sabah assemblymen from Gabungan Rakyat Sabah, Pakatan Harapan and Barisan Nasional. He said he has submitted the statutory declarations of all the assemblymen who supported him to Sabah Yang di-Pertua Negeri, Tun Juha Mahiruddin at Istana Sri Kinabalu on Saturday.
Untuk makluman semua, kita mempunyai sokongan majoriti daripada 44 wakil rakyat adun kita di Dewan Undangan Negeri. Ini bermakna bahwa kerajaan yang ada ini, yang saya pimpin ini, masih lagi utuh dan kuat dan akan terus mentadbir negeri Sabah.
Datuk Sri Hajiji, who is also GRS chairman, spoke to reporters after chairing an hour-long meeting with the 44 Sabah assemblymen at the Sabah Chief Minister's official residence in Srigaya on Sunday. Commenting on allegations that his position as Chief Minister was not in accordance with the Sabah State Constitution, he said those who doubt the legitimacy of the state government as well as his position as Chief Minister could bring the matter to court. Of the 44 assemblymen, 29 are from GRS, 7 from PH, 5 from BN, 1 each from PAS and Parti Harapan Rakyat Sabah, as well as an independent. On the reshuffling of the state cabinet, Datuk Sri Hajiji said it would be made soon. The political turmoil in Sabah is expected to end after a meeting involving all parties concerned on Monday night. Sabah BN Chairman Datuk Sri Bung Mukhtaradin said the outcome will be known once Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his deputy Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi arrive in Kota Kinabalu to meet the state BN, Warisan as well as GRS top leaders to resolve the issue. Responding to Datuk Sri Hajiji's claim that he has the majority support of 44 assemblymen in the State Legislative Assembly, Datuk Sri Bung refused to concede defeat and declared that the game was still on.
Of course, he got putipo. He took all my men. He corrupt all my men. But it's okay. The ball rolling still on. Then we are waiting for the Yang Amat Berhormat Prime Minister coming tomorrow. He's going to see us, going to see Warisan and GRS. Then we talk about it.
So is the Istana going to do any swearing in at the moment?
I don't think so.
Datuk Sri Bung told this to reporters after arriving at Kota Kinabalu International Airport from Kuala Lumpur on Sunday. He also repeated his claim that the state government has collapsed with the retraction of support from UMNO and BN. Datuk Sri Bung, who is also Sabah UMNO chief, was in Kuala Lumpur to meet Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid, who is also BN chairman, on Saturday to discuss the direction of Sabah BN as well as the political situation in the state. In Kuala Lumpur, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has expressed his confidence that there is a formula to resolve the current political crisis in Sabah. The UMNO president said the formula included the wish list presented by the parties involved that could be considered in a rational manner.
Walaupun ianya nampak besar, tetapi saya yakin ada formula yang akan kita bawa di Kota Kinabalu apabila Yang Amat Perdana Menteri dan saya sendiri dan Ketua Menteri mengadakan pertemuan empat mata. Dan saya fikir gencatan senjata mesti dilakukan sekarang. Dan tidak ada sebarang kenyataan daripada mana-mana pihak sekalipun yang menyentuh mengenai perkara itu. Dan saya fikir yang penting rakyat jangan dibebani jika berlaku hang government ataupun masalah perundangan.
Datuk Sri Zahid added that he also wanted political stability at the national level to be reflected in the states, including Sabah. Last Friday, Sabah UMNO Chief Datuk Sri Bung Mokhtar Radin, who is also State Deputy Chief Minister, said his party and BN was withdrawing its support for the state government because of a loss in confidence in Datuk Sri Hajiji's position as Chief Minister. On Saturday, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said a meeting with Sabah leaders to discuss the state's issues would be held as soon as he returned from his visit to Indonesia. Cabinet ministers are expected to present their progress reports and future plans to the Prime Minister at a special retreat next week. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said they will also discuss and set their key performance indicators, KPIs, for their first 100 days in office during the retreat.
Kita akan adakan atau seminggu lagi retreat khusus untuk menteri-menteri untuk menetapkan hal yang sedemikian. Karena saya fikir lebih baik saya dengar input mereka setelah sebulan dia kerja, dia kemukakan apa yang dapat dia lakukan atau diperbaiki, dan selepas itu kita akan buat pengumuman tentang prestasi dan KPI dan harapan daripada tiap menteri dan kementerian.
He said this when responding to a question from a participant at a dinner with the Malaysian diaspora in Jakarta, Indonesia on Sunday night. Also present were his wife, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Aziza Wan Ismail, and Foreign Minister, Datuk Sri Zamri Abdul Kadir. Datuk Sri Anwar also revealed that the upcoming revised 2023 budget would introduce new policies under the unity government while taking into consideration the good elements from the previous budget. Earlier, the Prime Minister witnessed the exchange of 9 Memoranda of Understandings, MOUs, and the handover of 11 Letters of Interest, LOI, between top Malaysian industry players and Indonesian companies with a potential value of 1.66 billion ringgit. Datuk Sri Anwar is in Indonesia for a 2-day official visit, his first trip since assuming office. The deal covers close cooperation across various sectors, including manufacturing, renewable energy, pharmaceutical and property development, amongst others. The ceremony involved the signing of 11 LOIs and saw the participation of 10 top Malaysian companies such as Berjaya Corporation, Tenaga Nasional Pharmaniaga, Alliance MEP Sarawak, Bowster Properties and Qasem, amongst others. The Malaysian firms are registering their interest to work closely with Indonesia to develop IKN Nusantara, located in Kalimantan. Also present at the event were International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz, Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Zamri Abdul Kadir, Berjaya Corporation founder Tan Sri Vincent Tan, and other agency heads. The Standard Operating Procedure SOPs for the entry of foreign tourists at all international entry points remain the same for now. Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said any change in the existing SOPs would only be made based on the latest COVID-19 data. The minister who observed the operations at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, on Sunday said that the SOP imposed on tourists from China arriving in Malaysia was the same as that for arrivals from other countries.
Itu tidak bermaksud kerajaan kompromis atau betul ansur terhadap kepentingan menjaga keselamatan rakyat dari sudut ancaman kesihatan. Tidak. Tapi soal tadi, apakah kita akan melihat SOP, kita kata SOP pintu masuk dalam musim macam sekarang adalah standard terpakai kepada semua negara.
Datuk Sri Saifuddin said tourists identified to be suffering from a fever would be taken aside and examined by a doctor on duty. On his observation of immigration counters at KLIA, he said that he was satisfied overall because all tourists complied with the existing SOPs. In the meantime, Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing has outlined the ministry's plans to ensure the smooth arrival of Chinese tourists to Malaysia. He said the measures would not compromise on the country's health and safety amid the surge of COVID-19 cases in China. In a social media post, the minister said his ministry will be stationing its officers that are fluent in Mandarin at all airports in the country that welcomed international arrivals. He said they will assist Chinese tourists who cannot converse in English. He added that MOTAC will also be working closely with Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad, MAHB, that manages the airports, and the Customs Department to expedite the clearance process for these tourists after arrival. With that in mind, Dato Sri Tiong proposed that special lanes be made available at these airports to speed up the arrival process of Chinese tourists. He stressed that the measures will continue to take into account the health status of arrivals from China and hoped that concerns amongst international tourists over Malaysia's strict SOPs would be allayed. For Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, MATA, as long as all measures are put in place for the smooth arrival of Chinese tourists to Malaysia, the people should not be too concerned, as all aspects have been taken into account before allowing visitors to enter the country.
Flights have already been ongoing since 2022, and this apparently also includes flights in and out of China. So during this time, we've been fairly safe. Life has gone on fairly normally for most of us, and I think we can expect this trend to continue. However, that being said, it is also incumbent upon the government to monitor the situation closely and manage it accordingly as it develops, and hopefully, like we have done for many other visitors from so many countries, there will eventually be no restrictions for our Chinese friends coming into Malaysia. Finally, it's also incumbent upon the government to ensure that every step of the way, the processes used to manage this situation are clearly communicated, not just to the tourists, so that they are aware of what is required from them before they come into the country, but also to ensure that the Rakyat is fully aware of the measures that are being taken and that their safety is also a priority of the government.
Malaysia continues to be the preferred destination from entrepreneurs from China to expand their businesses in this region, and more are eyeing investment opportunities in Malaysia. China's ambassador to Malaysia, Ouyang Yujing, said that amid increasing global economic vulnerability and escalating geopolitical tensions, China-Malaysia trade and investment have bucked the trend and achieved new growth. Ouyang said China's official statistics showed that from January to November 2022, China-Malaysia bilateral trade has increased by 18.5% on a year-on-year basis, reaching 813.55 billion ringgit. China is expected to be Malaysia's largest trading partner for the 14th consecutive year. According to Malaysia's official statistics, China's investment ranked top at the first half of 2022, accounting for 55.6% of the total foreign direct investment FDI in Malaysia, making the world's second largest economy Malaysia's most important development partner. He said China will continue to encourage more Chinese enterprises to increase investments in Malaysia to further boost Malaysia's economic development and industrial upgrading. He said that from his frequent engagement with Chinese entrepreneurs in Malaysia, they cited reasons for them to stay put in Malaysia, which include Malaysia's stable political environment, strategic geopolitical location, modern and well-connected infrastructure, and good legal system. Good people-to-people relations between the people of our countries is also one of the factors that attract Chinese investors to Malaysia. He said, moving forward, China and Malaysia can deepen cooperation in the development of electric vehicles, semiconductors, and chips, as well as oil and gas industries. Both nations also expect to strengthen economic cooperation, accelerate science and technological innovation, and deepen cooperation in all aspects, including interconnectivity, digital economy, green economy, modern agriculture, and biomedicine, etc. as this year marks the 10th anniversary of the China-Malaysia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, and while 2024 will be the 50th anniversary of the establishment of China-Malaysia diplomatic relations, the Chinese ambassador also proposed that both countries work out a blueprint for China and Malaysia's future development. Former PKR Vice President Tien Chua and 4 other PKR members have been officially sacked from the party. PKR Secretary General Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, however, said they can still submit an appeal against the dismissal within 14 days. According to Datuk Sri Saifuddin, Tien Chua's termination was recommended by the party's disciplinary board. He added that in any party disciplinary decision, there is room to submit an appeal within 14 days, and he is confident that Tien Chua will take advantage of the appeal process. Earlier, PKR Disciplinary Board Chairman Datin Tan Yee Kiew said the decision was reached during the party's Central Leadership Council MPP meeting held on Saturday night. She added the group was sacked for contesting in the 15th general election GE15 and the 12th Sarawak state election last year without the party's consent, and the termination letter will be delivered to them on Monday. Aside from Tien Chua, the 4 others are Phua Chi Ho from the party's Parit Bunta branch, Ahmad Tarmizi Muhammad Ghazali from the Gopeng branch, M. Mohganan from the Taiping branch, and Nur Khairunisa Abdullah from the Sadong Jaya branch. In GE15, the former Batu Member of Parliament contested the seat as an independent candidate, while Phua and Ahmad Tarmizi represented Parti Warisan to contest the Kranji and Chenderiang state seats, both in Perak. Meanwhile, Mohganan contested the Taiping parliamentary seat on an independent ticket, while Nur Khairunisa contested in the Sadong Jaya state constituency during the Sarawak state election under Parti Sarawak Bersatu. No political parties other than Barisan Nasional, BN components and Friends of BN have been invited to attend the 2022 UMNO General Assembly. UMNO Secretary General Datuk Sri Ahmad Mazlan said that unlike previously, no foreign delegates would be invited to attend the assembly this time either. According to him, the decision was made as UMNO wanted to resolve all matters related to internal issues of the party and BN. He said not inviting them does not mean they are not friends, but it's because they wanted to focus on the party's internal issues and do some self-reflection and so on. The party's General Assembly begins on Wednesday. Still to come, China reopens borders after 3 years of COVID-19 controls. Stay with us. Since it imposed travel restrictions in March of 2020. The country opened its sea and land crossings with Hong Kong and ended a requirement for incoming travellers to quarantine, dismantling a final pillar of a zero-COVID policy. However, incoming travellers will still require proof of a negative PCR test taken within 48 hours of travelling. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, 400,000 people are expected to travel into mainland China in the coming weeks, with long queues for flights into cities including Beijing and Xiamen. The easing of curbs on foreign travel marks the final unravelling of China's strict zero-COVID policy. Meanwhile, Thailand will require international travellers to show proof that they are fully vaccinated for COVID before flying into the country as it prepares for more tourists after China reopened its border on Sunday. According to the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, CAAT, beginning early Monday, all foreign arrivals must prove that they are vaccinated or provide a letter certifying that they have recovered from COVID within 6 months. Unvaccinated travellers, however, must show a medical certificate explaining why they have not received the vaccine. The new measure will remain in effect at least until the end of January. In China, at least 19 people were killed and 22 injured in a road traffic accident in eastern Jiangxi on Sunday. The incident took place before 1 a.m. local time in Nanchang County. It was reported that the accident occurred when a truck lost control before hitting a funeral procession, with most of the dead and injured being funeral attendees. One of the witnesses who lost his wife in the incident said the truck had suddenly crashed into the back of the line, tearing through the group before finally reaching the hearse. The cause of the accident is now under in-depth investigation. Alisson Howler forces Liverpool to settle with draw against Wolves. Action from the FA Cup when we return.
Kalau betul Encik Inham tu sanggup buat segalanya untuk Sarah, kenapa dia tak tahu yang satu?
Sports, tennis, the Adelaide International. Aryna Sabalenka claimed her 11th career singles title with a straight set victory over qualifier Linda Noskova in the final on Sunday. Sabalenka was forced to battle hard before taking a 6-3, 7-6 win over Noskova in 1 hour and 43 minutes, her first title since she took the crown at Madrid in May of 2021. It is the third time Sabalenka has won a title in the opening week of the season. She pulled off the same feat with Week 1 titles in both 2019 in Shenzhen and 2021 in Abu Dhabi. Moving on to football, the English FA Cup. Liverpool were held to a 2-2 draw at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers in the third round after a drama-filled match at Anfield. Alisson Becker made a terrible mistake early in the first half, which gifted Goncalo Guedes a goal to give Wolves a 1-0 lead. But Jurgen Klopp's side responded to force the replay. Darwin Núñez equalised in a move that tore the Wolves' defence apart to make it 1-1. Cody Gakpo made his debut for Liverpool and had a hand in Mohamed Salah's goal in the 52nd minute, before Hwang In-chan equalised for Wolves in the 66th minute, putting the ball between Alisson's legs and into the net. Toti Gomez thought he had scored a late winner for Wolves, but the goal was ruled out for a narrow offside in the build-up, a decision that left the Wolves manager, Julen Lopetegui, seething on the touchline. Student amongst 4 arrested in a 1.4 million ringgit drug bust. This and more after this short break. Welcome back. A university student who was reported missing while swimming at Cherating Beach on Saturday was found drowned on Sunday morning. Kuantan District Police Chief ACP Wan Muhammad Zahari Wan Busu said the body of 18-year-old Adam Ridwan Abdul Rajab was found at 7 a.m. at about 8.6 kilometers from where he had been reported missing. In a statement, he said the victim's family members had confirmed his identity and initial examination had not revealed any signs of injuries on his body. The body was then sent to the Tengku Ampuan Afzan Hospital in Kuantan for a post-mortem. In the incident on Saturday, Ahmad Ridwan from Sri Kembangan, Selangor had gone to the tourist spot for a picnic with 19 other friends. His friends claimed that high waves were crashing over the area, causing them to split up, and Adam Ridwan was seen in a deeper area before disappearing from sight. In Kelantan, a Form 4 student was amongst 4 men arrested by police to assist investigations into the discovery of 25.5 kilograms of ketamine, worth more than 1.4 million ringgit in Kampung Laloh, Kuala Krai last Friday. State Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said the seizure was made after police received a report from the Road Transport Department RTD officers following a sighting of a car that hastily stopped from a RTD roadblock in which the driver and passenger were then seen leaving from the vehicle. Checks on the abandoned car then led to the discovery of 26 clear plastic packets suspected to be drugs. Following that, 4 raids were conducted on Friday and Saturday, and 4 suspects aged between 16 and 30 were then arrested in Pasir Mas. It was believed that the case is linked to an international drug trafficking syndicate, as the drugs originated from Thailand and were meant for the Klang Valley market. All 4 suspects were remanded for 7 days until January 13th to facilitate investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. And that wraps up Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as art lovers gather in Bangalore on Sunday to witness art at the 20th edition of the annual Chitra Sante Fair. With that, I'm Adrian C. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and have a great Monday ahead.